Governor Shumlin signed the GMO labeling law into law right here on these steps. What had to be one of the biggest bill signing ceremonies of his 3 terms as governor. I mean, there were hundreds of citizens out here on the steps supporting the law that day. Not only did they think it was the right thing to do substantively, that is to give citizens this information so that they could make informed choices when they went to the grocery about what food they were going to buy for themselves, for their children, for their families. But they also, it was kind of an indication that democracy still worked. At least it still worked in one state in this country. When citizens stand up and say to their elected officials, hey, I want to know what's in my food. You should require foods to be labeled, to carry a simple, straightforward label to tell me whether my food has been genetically engineered. The people in this building behind me listened, and that included Governor Shumlin. He celebrated that law here in signing it. I mean, you could tell he was joyous about it. He could tap into the public sentiment. You know, he really felt that this was kind of democracy in action, and he wanted to be part of it. After the bill was signed into law, he put the full weight of the governor's office behind it to defend the law from lawsuits from some of the biggest, biotech and food corporations in this country. He also promoted what the law stood for. He encouraged other states to pass a similar law. He tried to ensure that Congress didn't meddle with our law. And ultimately, of course, Congress did step in, and they passed a federal piece of legislation that struck down, the fundamental elements of our law and putting in place what was for us a weaker standard federally. But there's only one reason why Congress acted on that at all, and that was because one small state stood up, had the guts and the courage to stand up to the food, the biotech industry, to the Monsantos of the world, and that was Vermont and the people of Vermont. And we were happy to stand, with the governor to make this law happen and ultimately to defend it all the way through the process.